God told me this penalty was like a sweet. My nerves went away. Very poor, no money, fights with my mom, sometimes nothing to eat, my father dying, leaving home when I was 12. I walked to the ball and crushed it. Very few footballers get to score a penalty in a Champions League final. Anderson did. Yet the Golden Boy 2008 never came close to fulfilling his enormous potential. Sir Alex Ferguson wanted to hit him with a stick, Louis van Gaal took his shirt number away, and he retired just 5 years after leaving Man United. Before we explore the reasons for Anderson's fall from grace, like this video, subscribe to the channel and watch till the end. Let's go! Man United paid FC Porto €30 million in 2007 for Anderson. To put it in context, Thierry Henry came to Barcelona for less money that summer. But it wasn't just money. Anderson joined United as a Golden Ball winner. He was the best player at the Youth World Cup 2005 after helping Brazil to the second place. Anderson was a central midfielder, but it was somewhat difficult to define his specialty. As a young player, he was touted as the next Ronaldinho, but he was missing goals in his game. Ferguson noted that too. Anderson has been absolutely superb. He can tackle, he's lightning quick, he's brave, and he can pass the ball. What he's got to prove is his goal-scoring ability. A lack of goals was something Anderson never fixed. He only scored 14 in his career. And yet he ended up playing over 100 games for a prime Man United, thanks to his versatility and occasional flair. But as much as Ferguson praised the footballer in public, he was fuming with the Brazilian behind the scenes. United's former power development coach Mick Clegg called Anderson a lazy bleeder and wanted to hit him with a stick. Ferguson was scandalized at the suggestion, but 6 weeks later he came to Clegg for that stick. Anderson also preferred partying to learning the language and never bothered to speak English.
Speak in English, please.
Okay.
Speak English.
No, I don't speak English, just Portuguese.
You know, footballers can change with the right coach, but Ferguson could do little about Anderson. His talent was world-class, but his attitude wasn't. He did hold his ground, but was he ever a footballer Ferguson hoped he would be? Anderson scored his first United goal only in his 3rd season at the club and wouldn't score another for 1 more year. Not given 100% in training is one thing. Eden Hazard never did and had a spectacular career. But Anderson also had another problem: binge eating. Teammate Rafael da Silva recalled, "We could be on the team coach and Anderson would jump up impulsively and yell McDonald's, McDonald's. He would just eat whatever was put in front of him." No wonder Anderson was accused of being overweight, an accusation he rebuked by saying, "I'm not fat, I'm 6." As Rafael also noted in his autobiography, Anderson's best form came when he played a lot of games and couldn't eat so much. So is it any wonder he looks like this in his retirement? But nobody would have survived at Sir Alex Ferguson's Man United if he hadn't had outstanding qualities. And at the end of the day, Anderson did have his moments. Sadly, if his big appetite, poor training level and attitude weren't enough to derail Anderson, injuries started to plague the Brazilian. He hurt his ACL in February 2010 and had 2 more knee injuries the following year. Anderson himself actually blames those injuries for his disappointing United career. While Sir Alex clearly saw something in the player, his successors David Moyes and Louis van Gaal weren't ready to tolerate the Brazilian. Moyes sent him on loan to Fiorentina, and when Anderson came back, he found out his number 8 shirt now belonged to Juan Mata. If it wasn't obvious, Anderson was finished at the top level, and 5 years after quitting United confirmed it. Forgettable spells in Brazil, Turkey, and retirement aged 32. But at the end of the day, Anderson still left some warm memories as a proper player on his day. Many United fans would tell you Anderson loved life, just too much for a top footballer. This is why Anderson was a popular squad member and also his own worst enemy. But for a kid from Brazil who used to live in poverty and whose father died when he was 14, Anderson reached incredible heights. In fact, he might have plunged into obscurity much earlier if not for Ferguson. Anderson is another footballer who has deep admiration for the legendary Man United boss. He's the god of football. I played through injuries for him, stayed on the pitch when my legs were cut. I can't think that much enough for what he did for me, Anderson recalled Sir Alex in 2018. Did he fail his potential? Sure enough. Is he a tremendous success in life given his starting positions? More than you believe. It's just a matter of perspective. And in the end, Anderson will always have that moment when he beat Petr Cech on a rainy Champions League night in Moscow. If you have enjoyed this episode, leave any comment below and share the video with your friends so more football fans can watch it. Thank you for your support and see you in other videos.